I'm a painter, I'm a writer, I'm a musician. I'm the rookie artist. Ooh, a little sample of one of my new tracks. It's going to be called Afloat. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of the Rookie Podcast. He is I, and I is him, and you are y'all. Thank you very much, y'all, for coming back. I appreciate that. Just cold kicking it right now. Here at the compound, coming at you. It is November the 15th. That's right. I said it. November the 15th. This is going to be a first and 15. I've decided to make a couple changes with the podcast, like I was telling you about last week, or I guess that would be last podcast on the first of the month. But I'm going to come to you the first and the 15th, just like the government, bringing words of encouragement, little stories and lessons that I've learned over the past 2 weeks, trying to figure things out for myself. I decided to do that for a couple different reasons. I want to explain to you what's been going on lately so that you would have an idea, maybe that you don't think that your life, your schedule, your artistic endeavors, your searches are crazy, and they're the only ones that are crazy, because mine seems pretty crazy too, but I'm at least trying to figure it out for myself. Okay? I'm at least trying to figure out for myself what it is that I'm trying to do here. And it's coming up on a year. It's coming up on a year? Yeah, it's coming up on a year, January 20th, 2016, where I decided to wake up. And a lot of things have been crossing my mind lately about what that means for me personally, what it means for me and my marriage, what it means for me and my friendships, my relationships with my family members, stuff that I'm trying to do, dreams that I have, goals that I have, and how to reconcile all of these to get the best possible outcome. My schedule's not crazy, but it is filled. And I want to be able to make the right steps at the right time. Also, I want to make sure that I'm taking this one step at a time. Because for a lot of people that I talk to, they look at, I'm only 34, so please believe me. One, I know for a fact that I don't know anything at all, that I'm trying to learn, that I'm diligent with my efforts to learn, but I know that I don't know anything. Also, I know that there's a lot left to learn, and that if I think that I know anything at all at this moment in time, I will miss out on a lot more. I've missed out on a lot in my life because of certain ways of being. I was arrogant. I thought I knew everything. And then when I realized that I didn't know anything, I was embarrassed of the way that I acted. So I acted out in a different way, so that therefore I didn't let it be known that I was embarrassed. Does that make any sense? I'm just saying, like, what I'm really trying to let you know is that you're never too far gone to change course. You're never too old to change your life. You're never too broke to make money. You're never down and out. The only way that you're down and out is when you're dead. You don't have to be You can be down, but the only way you're out is if you're dead. Because even if you quote unquote give up, unless you die, there is still a chance that something could cross your mind one day that could completely change your life forever, and that it would send you on a trajectory that you had no idea that you even wanted or would like or would find any kind of personal satisfaction in. I mean, I was 32 when I started painting. Vincent van Gogh didn't start painting until he was 27. Probably my favorite painter ever. More than 1,000 pieces, taught himself everything. Frida Kahlo taught herself how to paint while she was recovering from a broken spine. They didn't know how to fix her spine, so they just wrapped her entire torso up in a cast and she had to lie in a bed. She learned how to paint through reflections in a mirror. That's insane to me. That's insane. What a beautiful message she had, too, in her painting. Even with a unibrow, she was unbelievably sexy. Bill Withers didn't sign his first contract until he was 32 years old. If you don't know who Bill Withers is, yes, you do. You know Just the Two of Us. You know Ain't No Sunshine. You know Lean on Me. You know Lovely Day. You know tons of his work. Bill Withers is amazing. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, only darkness every day. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, she's always gone too long. Anytime she goes away. Who hasn't felt like that before? Damn. I mean, hell, even Jean-Michel Basquiat was a self-taught graffiti writer from Brooklyn. His dad was Haitian, his mom was Puerto Rican, and he was New York. And he became, probably, in his very short life, one of the most famous American painters, one of the biggest names in the art world, still to this day, and probably the last truly famous painter. I mean, I would probably put Banksy up there too. Banksy's work is completely different, but Basquiat, he was the last superstar, it seemed. I don't know. So the word this week is autodidact. Autodidacts are self-taught people. And that's not even just to say that you've never taken lessons or had somebody teach you something, or even attended some kind of school in some way or academy. But an autodidact truly takes what little information they receive and then they run with it. And they dig as deep as they possibly can into that subject, into that craft, to then master it in some way, somehow, because of their love and affection for it. I think it's incredible that there are autodidacts out there. People who don't wait to be taught something. I mean, it might seem weird that I'm releasing this every 2 weeks on the 1st and the 15th. But the thing is, again, I want to do these really good. Everything I do, I want to do really well. I want to make the product, not the product, but what I produce. So I guess it is a fucking product. But I want to make that good. I want to be good. I want to take my time. I want to learn the hard way. I want to embrace the middle. I want to embrace the struggle. I want to embrace the fact that there are going to be times where I don't want to do this, where I don't want to pick up the paintbrush, where I don't want to pick up the pen. But I want to, no matter what that is, I still just want to be good at it. I want to be a good podcaster. Not for any other reason other than the fact to be able to just do this well. I want to be a good writer. I want my work to be clear and concise and understood. I don't think that's a bad thing, to have your work understood. They might not get it, but they might understand it. That's what I'm really aiming for, is to be clear in my message. I want to paint like a song makes you feel. Music has a way of making you free, making you loose, making your body move, your head nod, your fingers tap, your feet stomp. Has a way of grabbing your hips and swinging you to and fro. That's power. That's beautiful power. I want to be able to paint like that. I want to be able to paint in a way that grabs you, that takes control of your eyes, and almost you want to touch it. You want to feel it. You want to get up and close. You want to smell it. You want to smell the paint. The picture itself is alive. To me, that's what happens when I look at Van Gogh's work. I said his paintings are alive. When I look at Jackson Pollock's work, the famous drip painter, splatter painter, free painter, whatever you want to call that. When you look at his work grabs me in the same way as looking at, say, like a supernova, or looking at pictures of the Andromeda galaxy. Something from deep space that's just exploding off the canvas with color and energy and movement. To me, those two, just to name two, are incredible painters because they grab you. There's certain parts of Picasso's work that can grab you. There's certain parts of Picasso's work that can grab you. I think Picasso himself grabs my attention more than his work. I like his work. I really do. But his work is not my favorite work. He himself is actually more of an influence. His longevity is more of an influence. Who he was and still is was an influence. But that's not real art to me. It's not real love of the art if it's the person. I don't know. So, like, I don't paint. I mean that to say, like, I don't paint like him. I'm not inspired by him to paint like him. Picasso's fantastic to look at, but that's something that you already know that you can't do. You can't be him. You can't see like him. So therefore, you just give it your best shot. You try to be yourself. You work as much as you possibly can to find your voice, who you are, how you paint, your interpretation of the world. I mean, Jimi Hendrix is another autodidact. Taught himself how to play. Taught himself how to play upside down because he was left-handed in a world that didn't have left-handed guitars. Everybody just played right-handed and just played upside down until that point. Jesus, he learned to play upside down. He learned to play upside down. That's ridiculous. I think Babyface, Kenneth Edmonds, the singer, Kenneth Babyface Edmonds, I think he taught himself how to play upside down on a left-handed guitar too. Or right on a right-handed guitar as a left-handed guitar player. That's incredible to me. You want to talk about overcoming boundaries? The instrument that you're gravitated towards is not of the hand that you play with. It's not fitted for you. Like horn players don't really have to worry about being left-handed or right-handed. Guitar players do. Shit, when they made the electric bass, they kind of fucked that up for everybody because a right-handed person could play that, or a left-handed person could play that the same way. Damn, dude, but teaching yourself how to play guitar. I mean, Malcolm X taught himself how to read. He could barely read and write before he went to prison. Joined up with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad in prison and found the Nation of Islam. I should say he found Islam itself, then was accepted into the Nation of Islam. But while in prison, he teaches himself how to read and write by copying the dictionary. Genius. You wonder why you have a command of the language and you can command people's attention is because you know the dictionary inside and out. By the way, quick recommendation. Anybody looking for a new book or some gift ideas for Christmas? If you have somebody in your life that's starting to lose their way a little bit, but looking for a way, looking for a path, buy them the autobiography of Malcolm X with Alex Haley, co-written by Alex Haley. It is one of the best books I've ever written, or I've ever read in my life. It shows the true evolution of a man, of a person, the ups and downs, the numerous struggles and hurdles that you have to overcome. And you get to see what that makes of a person who keeps their eyes open, keeps their heart open, and their mind open. You get to learn about yourself. Malcolm X is incredible to me. Just his story alone is incredible. And all he wanted to do was just free himself. And because he found out he could do that, he wanted to help free other people. Psychologically, mentally, spiritually, economically, as a community. Wholly. Not HOLY. As a whole. I mean, shit, dude. Abraham Lincoln even taught himself law. He taught himself law. To be a lawyer. Abraham Lincoln taught himself the law. Granted, this was in 1830. How hard was it then? But still, the law. The law, 50 years of laws in this country. Plus, pretty sure they had laws, like the colonies had laws before 1776. I'm just saying, Jesus. Why can't you teach yourself the law? Why do you have to go to law school? I wonder. I mean, I get it. Don't get me wrong. College, that's definitely one of the main professions I would say you would need college for. But why can't you teach yourself law? Like, what's his name? What's his name in that movie? Leonardo DiCaprio played him. Tom Hanks is in the movie. Catch Me If You Can. Whatever. He studies for the bar, and he passes the bar. And then he was licensed to practice law in the state of Georgia. Frank Abagnale. There we go. Dude was a pilot. Well, not really. I bet he didn't fly any fucking planes. But at least he did earn his licenseship in the state of Georgia to be a lawyer. It's fucking incredible. Anybody can forge checks and just hop on a plane and pretend you belong there. But he passed the bar. I want to pass the bar. I can't even pass the buck, let alone pass the bar. Definitely don't want to do that. Dude. So, here's some things I've been thinking about. It seems lately that there are a lot of fucking pervs out there in the world. That there are a lot of people acting like perverts. Pulling out their wieners in front of people that don't want to see them. I get it. I do. I get it. Believe me, I understand. Because there have been plenty of times where I've had no intention. I couldn't even dream of the fact that a wiener was going to be around the corner. And then I turn around and all I see is a man's cock. Or you're scrolling through, looking at dirty stuff, about to pleasure yourself. And then an unexpected cock shows up. It'll throw you off guard. Totally will. Totally will. But here's one thing that I find absolutely fucking crazy. Everyone. And when I say everyone, obviously that's a blanket statement. But I'm going to say there's a good 85% of the people in this entire world have perverted sexual thoughts. We are just sexual beings. We're here to procreate. We love to have sex. We love to have orgasms. We love to. It's awesome. Having orgasms is awesome. Having orgasms with other people is awesome. Giving and receiving orgasms, awesome. Orgasms all around, awesome. Okay, 100%. But when you drug people and they fall asleep, and then you have an orgasm but they don't even know that you had an orgasm because of them, because they were asleep, that's craziness. That's rape. Rape. They didn't want that. Nobody wants that. But then again, you also, on the lesser scale, you also don't want some stranger pulling out his dick and jerking off in front of you just for the chance to be in this movie, to sign this big contract with this modeling agency, to get this commercial that could set you up financially for the rest of your life. You don't want to have to do unwanted sexual acts, because there's nothing worse. I can only imagine, but there's nothing worse than having to do something sexually for somebody that you don't want to do. Like, I'm pretty sure being a prostitute is not that fun. You have to do a whole bunch of shit you don't want to do. I'm going to venture to guess that there's a reason why a lot of dancers are on some kind of drug, because that, even just dancing naked in front of people, is fucking horrifying. It's horrifying to me. Strippers are actually some of my favorite people. You want to find out what's really going on in the world? Talk to the people who seemingly are at the bottom rung. They'll tell you exactly what's going on. Love strippers. Especially the ones at the dirtier strip clubs. Where even the beer is cheap. That's when I say dirty strip clubs, I mean the beer is cheap. They don't even overprice you for beer because they know what kind of place it is. They're not going to charge you $15 for a Heineken. Hey, would you like to buy the lady a drink? Would you like to buy the lady a drink? Sure, how much is it? $25. For the same drink? Yeah. Meanwhile, come to find out, she has to have somebody buy 3 of those for her before she can make any money for the day. It's creepy. But they know exactly what's going on with the biz. But even they drink and do drugs excessively. Because it's creepy to do shit for people that you don't want to do. You meet somebody that you fall in love with and that you have a good time with and that you want to please, and it comes that time where you're finally sexually open with each other and can do whatever you want to do. You'll go hog wild for people. You'll do anything for that person. You don't care because you love that person. And that's a fun time. And doing stuff for that person in a fun time also brings you about some fun and some self-satisfaction. And it's pleasurable for you. But if you go up to the offices of some executive and he starts pulling out his wiener, slowly stroking it while looking you in the eye, not only are you going to get disgusted, but you're also going to become extremely confused. Just the same way that if you're on set with somebody and this person is famous, this person is at the level that you want to be, and then they invite you to hang out, and then they take off all their clothes while you're in private with your other friend and start masturbating in front of you. Dude, what the fuck? These 2 ladies didn't start doing stuff for the person. They didn't start pleasuring themselves at the same time. It didn't turn into a masturbation fest, a masturbation melee. No. And this apparently has happened numerous times. And this, I'm referring to somebody that I respected. I respect. I still do. His work is incredible. And I'm not sure how deep this goes, but at least he was the one who came out and apologized and said, look, everything you heard about me is true. I'm a creep. I apologize. But even somebody like Louis C.K., who was kind of like a voice of a generation to say, hey, you guys are a little fucked up, even he turns fucked up. I gave those couple examples for this reason. We're all pervy. We're all pervy. Like I said, 85% of us. 5% of the mentally handicapped who don't think about sex at all. And another 10% who are absolutely 100% pure. I'll give it out there that there's 10%. But that means that there's a lot of pervy people. A lot of pervy people keeping those wolves at bay. A lot of pervs just having those fucking animalistic demons just raging through them. I'm a perv. Thank God I'm not famous. Thank God. Now, granted, I've never drugged anybody. I've never gone around and just grabbed people's cocks for no reason in particular. I've also never pulled out my penis and started masturbating in a room alone with just 2 other girls where it wasn't about to lead to sex. I don't know. I think that, one, we live in a culture that wants to find out as much as everything you can about somebody, but also we live in this very strange where sex is always in your face, but then it's always shamed. then it's in your face again. And so then you have people who come out and shame other people. And they're like, these people who fucking shame, just calm the fuck down. You don't need to shame anybody. And then they turn out to be the ones who've been doing dirty shit this whole time. Excuse me. Gross. Fighting this illness, son. I swear to God, I feel like I got a gorilla sitting on my chest. But anyway. I don't know, man. There's just a lot of pervs out there. And it's okay. We just need to find a place for these pervs to go to where they can just do pervy shit. Power, it's such a weird thing. Like when you reach a certain level, it seems, you feel like you can just do and say anything you want. How do you feel like you can do and say anything you want? That's so crazy to me. You get to such a level where you're like, dude, not only can I send girls pictures of my wiener, but I now can just pull it out whenever I want. I asked them if it was okay. They didn't say no. Silence is as much as a yes. I don't know. Crazy shit going on. Crazy shit. I don't want to be any part of that. I'm done. I'm done. I don't even really watch pornos anymore. Like, it's just such in your face. People are open about things that they do with other people that they love. Like, I think I went around recently that Gabrielle Union, she likes to lick her husband's booty hole. Why are you going to tell people you like eating ass? When did eating ass become like the thing? Licking another person's booty hole and being proud to be like, they have videos just devoted to a guy or a girl in the middle of two butt cheeks just licking and sucking away. I'm not saying it's not pleasurable. I'm saying that's your business. That's not my business. I don't need to see you sucking asshole. Sucking asshole. I know guys that won't have anal sex with their wife, but will quote unquote eat ass. Huh? What'd you say? Stop being so free with your words, people. Eating ass. I got to a point with pornos where I just had to shut it off. I started thinking too much. Like marijuana totally steered me away. That's what I think this world really needs more of. Less Xanax, less Valium, less Cialis and Viagra. Is it Cialis? Cialis? Whatever. No more hard-on pills. You don't need a hard-on. Stop. Calm it the fuck down. Shut it down. It's shut down for a reason. Calm it the fuck down. I get it. You want to relive your youth. I get it. But just shut it down. You misplayed the cards that you were dealt early on in life. You didn't use it. You wanted to chase the $1 million. Now you got the $1 million and you got no hard-on. That's cool. That's the life you chose. That's the path you took. Do you understand me? You can't have everything. The saying goes, you can't eat your cake and have it too. People switch that around. You can't have your cake and eat it too, is what they say. But it's actually, you can't eat your cake and have it too. Because you can't consume your cake and then still have cake. You simpletons. Like, I get it. You want to do dirty stuff. Society tells you that doing dirty stuff is bad. Doing dirty stuff when you're married is bad. Doing dirty stuff with people who look like you are bad. Doing dirty stuff with people of the same gender is bad. We've even gotten to a point where it's rubber bands so far back that now doing anything with anybody at any time isn't bad. It's natural. It's just the way you are. Like, I met this gay dude the other day. I've had tons of gay friends. I've been in restaurants and clubs and bars with plenty of gay people. I love gay people. The fact that you love somebody of the same gender has nothing to do with me. If you're a cool person, you're a cool person. So I met this dude the other day. And then my wife tells me later on that he's gay. Not only did he not look gay, but the weird part that I found was that not even anybody around him even like brought it up. Nobody brought it up. Okay? Growing up in the 90s, like I did, people brought up gayness all the time. Now, no one gives a fuck. No one even bats an eye. No one says, oh, well, you know, he's a little funny. Funny queer, funny haha. Yeah, funny queer. What? You know, if she broke up with Lorenzo, that she went gay. She went gay? What? So we stopped shaming people for being gay. Now I think that the right move would be stop shaming people for being pervs. The weird thing is, you just can't. I'm thinking if you didn't shame people for being perverts, like on a minor scale, then it wouldn't get to like dick grabbing and pulling out your wiener and drugging people and putting them to sleep. Now, the drugging people and putting them to sleep, that might be a completely different thing. That is a crazy situation I'll never understand. But I can imagine being at a point where other people want to be at due to hard work, and then somehow the conversation changes and I say, hey, would you like to come back to the studio? And they say, yeah, and it's just them and I in the studio, and I just pull out my wiener and start masturbating as if you're going to hop on that. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. If anybody has ever been rudely interrupted while masturbating, making love to yourself, as I do, with the candles lit, soft music. If you've ever been so rudely interrupted, your fantasy that you always tell yourself is, oh, they're going to walk in and they're going to be like so turned on by what I'm doing. They're just going to rip off all their clothes and hop on me and just take it to crazy town. Let's see where this ride ends up. No. It's the same thing as somebody walks in on you in your shower. You scream like a little girl. You rip the curtain back. You fall down and bust your ass. You fall off the bed. You zip up your dick in your zipper because you're trying to rush because you're scared and nervous. This shit doesn't happen that way. You get petrified and jumpy. I guess you can't be petrified and jumpy. But you get scared. You get all agitated. Now imagine pulling out your wiener and starting to masturbate. It's gross. Stop doing that. You know? It's like people might say, hey, rookie, what the hell are you talking about? You don't know. You're a dude. You've never been sexually trapped in a corner, so to speak. Well, I'll tell you, not only is that not true, I have been sexually trapped in a corner. And if we just say, hey, do you understand that you're putting me in a fucking corner right now, you lunatic? Take your dick and go somewhere else. Take your pussy and go somewhere else. I've been trapped in a sexual corner by both genders. And it's creepy. And I'm a dude. I'm not a fighter by any means. By any means am I a fighter. But I will fight. Hey man, back the fuck off. Figure your life out. Ain't got shit to do with me. Even I'm scared of that shit. So imagine what a 17, 18, hell, even a 38-year-old woman will do, or a 38-year-old man will do to be in the next big movie, to sign that next 4-year record contract, to still be a part of the modeling agency. It's a weird half pervy, half power trip kind of thing that these people have. Shit. I'm glad nobody knows my name right now. That's all I'm saying. Okay? Because I can't. That's... The Wizards are looking all right this year. Washington Wizards. I'm happy about that. Oh, shit, wait. I wanted to say congratulations to Colin Kaepernick for being GQ Person of the Year, Citizen of the Year. Whatever the hell that means. Because 2 years ago, almost, let's just say a year ago, instead of standing for the national anthem, some blurry camera footage noticed that Colin Kaepernick was sitting down during the national anthem. He was protesting the police brutality and the lack of enforcement for the law for the lives that these officers have taken. He said that the system isn't fair. I agree. The system is not fair. But then, a little trickle, a little wave in the pond, somehow turned into him not getting a job at the end of the season. Even though there are far worse players still playing, even on practice squads. That's strange to me that he's still not playing. But now that he isn't playing, everybody's on his side. Most NFL players are on his side, I should say. Most fans find it outrageous. The weird part about this acknowledgement, though, is that people still don't quite remember why he sat down in the first place. And now it's much more of a disrespect issue than an unjust system and police corruption issue. I would never want to be a policeman. I certainly don't wish harm on anybody. That seems like a job that's just too crazy for people to do. Almost like being a soldier. I couldn't do that. By the way, happy belated Veterans Day. Thank you for my brother Dave for his service. Our brother Dave Lotes for his Marine service. Our buddy Jake for his Marine service. Service in the Marines. However you say it. You get the message, people. Come on now. Thank you to my buddy Steve Pratt, to my many family members who have been in the United States Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines. I've had military family for the most part. People in my family either worked for the government, either in the civilian field or in the military itself. I would never disrespect people who would put their lives on the line for what they believe to be correct. Somebody has to. But I also don't ever feel that anybody has the ability to tell people that the way that they exercise their rights is wrong. The funny thing is that I think Mr. Kaepernick kind of got swept up in this, where the message got a little lost, and he became more of a cult figure, both famous and infamous, both hated and loved at the same time. Very polarizing figure. Yes, he is an intelligent young man. And I certainly hope that he could play football once more. But maybe that's not for him anymore. He played 4 years. Maybe his path is something else. But we can't judge that. We can't judge somebody's path we don't know. Especially one that isn't ours. Half the time, I think a lot of our problem is that we spend too much time judging the path that others take instead of looking at the path that we're on. How most of us continue to go in a straight line confounds the shit out of me. Because I don't know what it's like not to examine myself. And people have told me I do, in fact, think too much. But here's the deal. I'd rather think too much and self-correct than have somebody pull me aside and say, hey man, you're fucking up. Now, from time to time, we all need people who are close to us to do that. But if somebody has to do that for you all the time, then you're not paying attention. You're not learning anything. You're not moving forward. I say this as a person who has been stagnant, or who had been stagnant, or extremely regressive for most of his adult life. I don't say this from on high. I say this from ground level, where you are. Everybody's the same. Whether you went to school and got taught the classics by Rembrandt's descendants themselves, or whether you just pick up an oil stick and start to make something, both of you are artists. Your path is however you make it to be. Along that path, you're going to find that you have no idea how you even got to the middle. But the only way to get to the end is to embrace the fact that you're stuck in the middle. There's no end in sight. The beginning is just a distant memory. It seems so very recent that you started, and the end seems ever so farther away. But the point is that they're at equal distance. Welcome. You have arrived at the middle. You have arrived at the middle, and now you must do everything you possibly can just to move forward. Pay attention. Folks just got to do a Colin Kaepernick? I don't know. But I hope that he pays attention to the path that he's on, and he doesn't let people sweep him along. I don't know. I hope to see him play football again. I like to watch him play football. So, we're all perverts, and we're all beginners. That's the moral of this fucking episode here. You're never too old to start. It's never too late to start over. It's never too late to scrap what you're doing right in the middle and start over right then. You are a work in progress. You do know that, right? You're a work in progress. To expect greatness out of you so early, you're a work in progress. It takes time to get good. And all I'm really trying to do is something good. For the sake of being good. And for no other reason other than that. It's kind of funny to me that, other than passing thoughts, I never wanted to be a painter or thought of myself as a quote-unquote artist. But as I get older, as I said, I know I'm 34 and there's still a lot to learn. But the days pass and I pay attention. And the more that I pay attention, the more that I'm willing to take a risk and do something that makes me better in all ways of my life. Painting has made me want to be better in all ways of my life. Painting has made me a better husband, friend, co-worker, employee, family member, musician, writer. It's affected everything for me. Because I wanted it to. And I also wanted to share it with you. So, in order for me to give you the best quality that I can possibly do, the best quality show, the best quality painting, I'm going to bring these to you on the 1st and 15th, just like the government check. And I'm going to bring them to you prepared and good and fresh. There's nothing more that I can really do other than just try to continue to be the very best that I could possibly be. And I need time to do that. I'm on my own path here. I'm on my own journey. The same way that you are. So, take your time. Don't get discouraged. Know that this is a very long process. I love y'all.